on this episode of Florida Sport Fishing TV.
I tell you, man, I'm looking forward to an absolutely awesome day on the water here. The anticipation, killing me.
CV Boats presents Florida Sport Fishing, television for the avid angler, powered by Mercury Marine. Florida Sport Fishing TV proudly utilizes and endorses Taco Marine, makers of Shade Fin, a lightweight, versatile shade system that easily attaches into rod holders, tops, and arches for convenient portable boat shade. Shade Fin, shadow in seconds. Boat Outfitters, where owners and builders go for replacement parts and hard-to-find hardware. Tropic Trailer, Florida's largest dealer, has the right trailer at the right price.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Florida Sport Fishing TV. Boy, do we've got a great one in store for you here today. We are aboard the legendary Yankee Captains. Now, you've seen us do these shows annually. Every year, if you've watched Florida Sport Fishing dating back almost the last decade, we've done various different adventures aboard this same vessel here, which sails year-round out of Key West. You've watched us fish the dry tortugas. You've watched us fish really new and exciting areas like Pulley Ridge and Halfway Ledge, Rankin Ridge, Howell Hook, and a lot of these names you've probably never even heard of before. They're almost practically virgin fisheries, you know. Up until a few years ago, a handful of years ago, nobody was really even fishing out here, certainly not on a recreational level. You know, we're talking about distant waters that are well over 100 miles from port. So logistically speaking, you need to have the right equipment, the right mindset, the right boat. A lot of different pieces to the puzzle have to come into play in order to be able to fish out here. Because let me tell you something, there's nowhere to run and hide to. You're way out in the open, way out in the Gulf of Mexico, way beyond the famed dry tortugas, and there's just nowhere to run and hide in the event of some foul weather or if an emergency arises. So you really, like I said, logistically speaking, need to have all of those pieces to the puzzle in place. And of course, you need to have Mother Nature on your side as well and have some nice, you know, calm weather and good conditions. But again, every year, we hop aboard the Yankee Captains, 20 lucky anglers join us, and we come out here and just have a spectacular time. It's a 4-day trip. We depart on one day, you fish the next 2 days, and you're back to the dock the morning of the third day. So again, it's a 4-day trip, but don't think that you're out here for, you know, 96 hours straight for 4 full days, because that isn't the case. Although they do offer trips that do extend to that range. And again, it's the Yankee Capts. And, you know, a lot of people don't know the history of this legendary boat. They initially used to fish up in New England, okay, up there for tuna fish, yellowfins, big eyes, bluefins, longfins. And then another part of the year, they used to transition and bottom fish for the codfish primarily, pollock and other bottom species. And then they used to bring the boat back down here to Key West and fish the dry tortugas. And this would go on every year. They would go back and forth. They'd run up there, fish for a number of months, and then come back down here and fish down here for the remainder of the year. And approximately 2011, 2012, somewhere in that range, they finally decided to make Key West their full-time home year-round. And to come down here and just fish here around the entire calendar, year-round. The demand was here for it. The fishing at the dry tortugas was spectacular, especially for the mutton snapper and various grouper species. And I'll tell you what, it was just a great run for a long time. And of course, the yellowtail fishing, can't forget about that as well. Then, you know, a number of years ago, they really started to push the boundaries. Captain Greg up in the wheelhouse there, legend, okay, an absolute legend. You know, you guys know anybody who's anybody in the fishing world, in the headboat business, or fishing down here in the Keys, especially out of Key West, you've got to know the name Captain Greg Mercurio. This guy has absolutely dedicated his entire life to putting guys like me and like you on the catch of a lifetime. You know, to bring you to these waters where you can target species and catch the quality of fish that you couldn't catch anywhere else. So he's literally dedicated his entire life into doing that. And as I mentioned, they pushed the boundaries and started to fish areas even further, you know, well over that 100-mile mark where the snapper are untouched and have never seen a bait or a jig before, where grouper grow to epic proportions, and where the deep dropping is just phenomenal. And let's not forget about the pelagics. Talk about smoking hot blackfin tuna bites. So much opportunity out here, it's just incredible. And every trip is different. That's what's so special about it. Every single trip out here is different. So I'll tell you what, we are in for a treat. We've got a long ride ahead of us because we are going off the reservation. Okay, and we're really gonna look for some untouched fisheries. And I don't know what we're gonna catch. I really don't. I can't tell you that until it's all said and done. So stick around. You're in for an absolutely awesome treat because I, for one, can't wait to get there. We're gonna start to fish tomorrow morning at sunup. Again, tomorrow morning, it's late in the afternoon. You can see Key West right in the background here. We've got about another 12-hour steam. So we're going all the way, baby, and we're bringing you with us.
Exploring the ocean never gets old. If getting salty is something you crave to repeat time and again, if fun in the sun is how you make new friends and stay close to old ones, if you agree time on the water is time well spent, then we build CVs for you and those you call friends and family, for the memories you've yet to make and the friends you've yet to meet. CV Boats lead the way.
Another one on the jig. Woo!
That's grouper dynamo.
Yeah! How's that for a sea monster?
Chaos. Gear matters. Shop online or visit our new superstore for everything fishing.
Above deck or below, Easy Anchor Puller is the way to go. From the Hero Series pontoon anchoring solutions on freshwater lakes and rivers to the Rebel Freefall Series when fast anchor deployment is critical in deep coastal salt water, there's an Easy Anchor Puller for every application. Aluminum or fiberglass boat Easy Anchor Puller drum anchor winches are compact enough to fit in tight spaces and made with all 3/16 stainless steel components so you can easily mount them above deck or below. Visit EasyAnchorPuller.com, call 1-800-800-1640 today. Got them on here. What we do is early in the morning, as we're approaching these deep drop spots, a lot of guys will troll off the back of the boat with some deep diving plugs, your Zuri Bonitas, the Nomad DTX Minnows, Islanders, you know, pretty much anything. Boat's moving at about 10 knots. And you pick off some tunas, wahoo. So just a nice opportunity to mix it up a little bit with some pelagics. Doesn't always work out, but certainly worth trying. You know, when you're out here, again, 100 miles into the Gulf, you just never know. There's everything out here. Of course, we come out here for the pelagics, for the bottom fish, the snappers, the groupers, the tilefish. But this is also prime territory for billfish, for tuna, mahis, and of course, wahoo as well. There, yep. We were just talking about how we start these trips trolling for the pelagics, early low light conditions, opportunity to maybe connect with blackfin tunas, and of course the prize targeted wahoo, the target species right there. Tell you what, just another absolutely awesome opportunity on these long range trips. Nice. Beautiful fish. We're almost down there. Boom, we just hit. Double check my drag. And just slowly move that jig. You know, again, it's slow pitch jigging. Don't overexert yourself. Let the jig do most of the work. And I'm gonna work it up maybe 15, 20 feet, 25 feet, because these are snappers. Right there. They'll come off the bottom. So just like that fish right there. See, he ate it. 20, 25 feet off the bottom. And at this stage, just point the rod right at the fish and just crank. You know, the rod almost leaves the equation and the reel becomes the vital element here. Almost like a winch, so to speak. The thing about the slow pitch gear is it's just so comfortable and so light that fatigue really doesn't set in. You know, if you're fluid with the equipment, you can fish at the rail here for, 24 hours more, just all day, all night. You know, you're not battling the tackle. You're not battling big heavy gear. You're just battling the fish. Just puts a whole new twist on it, and again, the platform here, the Yankee Captains, has really opened up a venue for jig fishermen to not only experiment, but to perfect their technique, to perfect tackle. You guys know it, all of the jig companies, the jig manufacturers, the jig aficionados, everybody's been on here. Everybody keeps coming because it really is just a perfect venue to target such a wide array of fish throughout the water column on a variety of different slow pitch gear. So perfect venue, and the Yankee Captains, again, has allowed everybody to do that. Just another reason, I've said it before, and I stress how legendary this boat is, but it goes deeper. It's opened up, it's changed fishing. Maybe I should just say it that way. This boat has changed fishing, okay, and really allowed different tactics and techniques to be honed over the years. Really cool stuff.
Rigging Station, proudly presented by VMC, your expert in hooks.
Hey guys, this episode's Rigging Station. Want to talk to you in depth on the tackle that we're fishing. You're watching us out here slow pitch jigging. A real important factor is on the diameter of the braid and the strength of the diamond braid. And when do we fish what strength braid and why? Let me try and sum it up for you. This is my go-to slow pitch jigging outfit. It's loaded with 30-pound diamond braid, 650 yards of line on this Daiwa Saltiga 30 HA Star Drag conventional reel. Again, it's my go-to for jigs up to about 300 grams. Even though I can push this rod to 400 grams, I'm really comfortable to that 300 gram range. The rod is 6'3" and ideal for up to about 500 feet of water. Now, when we're fishing deeper water, greater currents, heavier jigs, in this case, I've got a 500 gram jig on, okay? I bumped it down and I went from 30-pound braid down to 20-pound braid. Lighter line, 33% thinner. Now this is a Daiwa Saltiga 35 HA, a little bit of a larger reel. So I've got thinner line, but even more line capacity. What does that allow me to do? Well, it allows me to fish heavier jigs, deeper water, stronger current, and I can have much greater sensitivity, and I can remain as vertical as possible. And that's the key to successful slow pitch jigging, is you want to be as vertical as possible. Once you scope out, way out there, you've got to reel it in and start all over again. So as a rule of thumb, thinner braid, deeper water, heavier jigs, stronger current. When you're in shallower water, more manageable current, lighter jigs up to 300 grams, the 30-pound diamond braid is absolutely bulletproof. So just keep that in mind next time you're rigging your outfits for slow pitch jigging, and by having a couple of different setups, you'll be able to conquer anything that comes your way. And that's a yellow eye. Here he comes. There we go. know, and look at that color scheme, right? It almost mimics the fish itself, doesn't it? I mean, those reds and the golds with a little bit of glow. But make no mistake, 600 feet down, that fish is not looking at that jig and saying that it's red and gold. You know, obviously the colors that we see are different than the colors that that yellow eye sees. But beautiful fish, and I'll tell you what, that jig is working. We're gonna stick with it.
Aquatraction marine flooring outperforms the competition, enhancing the comfort, appearance, and fishability of any boat. Competitors use open cell foam, prone to staining. Our durable closed cell foam is 100% stain resistant and withstands the harshest marine environments. We guarantee it. Precise designs and dependable adhesive ensure your custom floor will exceed your expectations with many seasons of trouble-free use. Contact our preferred dealer for a free quote and discover the difference.
For over 80 years, Furuno Innovations have helped more fishermen find and catch more fish than any other brand. And we're raising the bar again with Navnet TZ Touch 3's new PVG and Fish It Drifted technologies. Build your own three-dimensional shaded relief charts to find trophy fish others have missed. Perform accurate drifts the first time, every time. Be the one everyone follows. When you're serious about fishing, lead the way and get serious with Furuno.
Fiberglass. They use it to build boats and yachts because of its strength and durability. And that's exactly what every Frigid Rigid cooler is made out of. This is my set after 12 years, and I keep them outdoors. With industrial grade rubber gasket and stainless steel hinges with backing plates, not a single component has failed on any of them. Can you honestly say that about your coolers? From 35 to 300 quarts, there's a Frigid Rigid cooler, coffin box, or freezer for every boat. Hey guys, we're back at it. Just made a big move here. Completely different area. Started off the day with a great yellow eye bite. Picked away, had some groupers mixed in. And this was just a different area, starting off at around 400, 450 feet. And there's a big sloping edge, gonna drop to well over 700 feet. So we'll see who's home here. Everybody's just dropping down. Got a professional jig crew up in the bow here. Got the deep droppers all baiting up, lined up down the side. And I'll tell you what, I am fired up.
We got Joe from Chicago. Joe, what do you got on there?
I think it's a snapper. Still fighting, so.
You want to shout out to anyone back home, Joe? Say hi to the fam.
Hello, family. My wife, my kids, Mia, Loren, Georgie.
He's really fishing.
Yes, I'm fishing. And I'm bringing the fish home.
Pros Tip, proudly presented by DeBro Fishing. Innovative tackle storage solutions for every venue. Learn more online.
You know, one other thing to talk about is the variations in assist hooks. And primarily what we're going to touch on right now is either fishing a single assist hook, either on the top or bottom of the jig, and a dual, you know, a twin assist hook setup here, like you see on the opposite end of the jig. And again, we're just showing this for display purposes, but want to talk to you about the pros and cons of each. Typically speaking, with the dual setup here, you have hooks that are generally opposing each other, like these VMC assist hooks, and anytime a fish pretty much even looks at it, they get hooked. It's just an absolutely deadly approach for really getting a good solid hook set on fish. Whereas one of the advantages of a single hook design is you'll hook that fish in the mouth, but you tend not to hook the fish sideways along the side of the body or potentially in any of the fin areas, which makes fighting larger fish from deeper water much easier because you tend not to pull them through the water sideways. You'll generally get them right in the mouth. So deeper water, larger fish, I tend to say that that single hook is absolutely ideal, just a single assist hook. If you're potentially fishing shallower water, mutton snappers, things to that nature, you might want to go with the twin, setup. So again, a lot of different pros and cons. Some guys lean, one way toward the other. I suggest having some, dual assist hook setups and some single assist hooks and see what works best for you. Experiment, pay attention to what's going on around you. And I think at the end of the day, if you really pay attention to the details, you're going to be a more successful angler. There he is. He's got what looks like blackfin tuna. Yep, nice fish in the teens. On that same jig, he's caught snappers, groupers, tilefish, and now blackfin tuna on the same jig. Beautiful. Aren't they strong fish? Incredible, right? And what a great fish to catch on a jig. So aggressive, great bite.
Are you ready for a world-class adventure? Fishing up to 150 miles offshore and always on the hunt for untouched fisheries, the legendary 100-foot Yankee Capts is Florida's premier long-range headboat. Fish around the clock for trophy snapper, grouper, tilefish, tuna, and more. With all the comforts of home and plenty of elbow room, Captain Greg Mercurio and his dedicated crew will put you or your entire charter on a hot bite fishing the famed halfway ledge, Pulley Ridge, and beyond. Rated #1 in service, Yankee Capts sails from Key West year-round.
Dependable terminal tackle. It's vital in every venue. That's why professional anglers targeting bonefish to blue marlin rely on Diamond Fishing products. With an extensive selection of the finest monofilament, fluorocarbon, and braided fishing line in the world, it's time you avoid the rest and rig with the best. Diamond Fishing products, the official line of Florida Sport Fishing TV, tournament-winning fishing teams, and busy charter captains from coast to coast.
Florida Sport Fishing TV proudly utilizes and endorses Spool Tech, Hyperlastic, Engage, and Oceanborn lures. Stay connected with the next generation of innovative and effective soft and hard baits for every venue. Salt Life sunglasses, unparalleled polarized protection with anti-glare properties and special coatings to repel water and oil. Jigs R Us, a massive selection of slow pitch jigs in stock and ready for delivery. Free shipping at jigsrus.com, and your entire order will arrive rigged and ready to fish.
This is that scenario where that lighter braid, that lighter 20-pound diamond braid paid off. Fishing that heavier jig, deeper water, I'm able to maintain a better presentation, more vertical. And this fish actually hit that jig about 30 feet off the bottom, 30, 40 feet. That tells me some kind of snapper. Oftentimes grouper won't come that high up off the bottom. Wow. Wow. How about that? How about that for a monster yellow eye? Look at that jig. VMC assist hooks got him good. I have not caught a fish in, I swear to God, 5 hours. Oh! How about that? How about that? How about them apples? That's all you got to do if you don't catch one. You just need to bitch a little. You've got to count on your connections. Now, we use an Alberto knot going from our braid to our 40-pound diamond presentation. Deep color, fluorocarbon. And it's nice and really a small streamline knot. Woo! Woo! Another advantage of that jig fishing is being able to pick off fish throughout the entire water column. Everywhere from right on the bottom, the snappers and groupers, to fish higher up in the water column with chunky, blackfin tuna like that. Wahoos, king mackerel, we've seen it all on the slow pitch jigs. Everything eats them. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, yes. That's going to wrap it up for part 1 of our long-range adventure. Make sure to check out the last 10 seasons of Florida Sport Fishing TV. Let's get over on this side. And all of our previous trips aboard Yankee Captains at FSFTV.com. Again, that's FSFTV.com. We're gonna get this fish up, have some dinner, cruise out to some shallower water, fish all night, and we're back at it again tomorrow. Can't wait. Oh yeah.
Connect with the crew on Instagram at Florida Sport Fishing TV. Catch our extreme seminar series at www.fsftv.com and get hooked up.
Or here's a jig. Is this how you fish a jig? You know, upside down, chafed wire leader, weak snap swivel, the hook and the guide of the rod. I'm not trying to, you know, roast anybody, but come on, you're paying a lot of money to come out on these trips. We've got a lot of videos that we have shot over the last 10 years describing these trips in detail, all of the different tackle that you need, what tactics you're going to be employing. All of these videos are on FSFTV.com. I encourage you, before you book a trip, before you come out on this boat, watch all of these videos, okay? Because preparation is gonna make all of the difference on how you end up walking off the boat. If you end up walking off frustrated, not because there wasn't a lot of fish caught, but because you didn't catch them, because you were rigged with a gotcha in 700 feet of water, 120 miles off the beach in the Gulf of Mexico. What are you thinking? Of course you're not gonna catch crap. Okay, so watch all those videos, make sure you're prepared properly, and I'll tell you what, you're gonna stay tight.